In this video, we are going to take a look at two special types of our linear functions or linear graphs, the horizontal and vertical lines. You are going to watch, you are going to listen, and you are going to take notes in your booklet on page 2. Let's start by recalling what standard form is. Standard form is when we have ax plus by equals c. Again, this is linear because your x and y are both to the first power, and it's standard form because of how it's written. Sometimes our a or our b might be 0. If either of these things happen, we are going to get either a horizontal line or a vertical line. Let's take a look at these. We're going to start with graphing the equation y equals 4. What this means is that y is always 4. X has no impact on our value for y. Y equals 4, y is always 4. We are going to graph to start by using a table of values. I'm going to do a table of values with my x and my y. And we're going to just kind of randomly pick some values for x. -1, 0, and 1 always works well for linear equations. And again, my y, always 4. It does not matter what the x is, the y is always 4. If I plot these points, -1, 4, 0, 4, 1, 4, and I could continue 2, 4, 3, 4, and so on. What I'm going to get when I connect and extend through is a horizontal line at y equals 4. All horizontal lines will have an equation of y equals a number. In other words, we'll have no x value, and that is because the b is 0. So other examples of horizontal lines would be y equals -1, y equals 8, y equals 0. All of these would be horizontal lines. Let's take a look at our graph of x equals -2. So again, what this means is x is always -2. X is always -2. When I do my table of values for this one, I can't use -1, 0, and 1 because x is always -2. So I'm going to randomly choose my y values this time, since my x values always have to be -2. So -2, -1 would be right there. -2, 0, -2, 1. When I connect and extend through, that gives me a nice straight vertical line at x equals -2. All vertical lines will have an equation of x equals a number. You'll have no y variable because the a value is 0. So other examples of vertical lines, x equals -4, x equals 12, x equals 0, x equals 4.5. All of those would also be vertical lines because it's x equals a number. It is important to note that vertical lines are not functions. They do not pass the vertical line test. Or if you look at your table of values, my x values get reused. They get mapped to more than one value of y. So these are our two special cases for our linear equations. Again, if you have y equals a number, that's going to always give you a horizontal line. And if you have x equals a number, that is always going to give you a vertical line.